What's going on YouTube? Zach with Guard Stock Exchange here, coming at you with another video. We're doing like our second video in 2 days in a row, so we're just grinding along here for the college football season. So we made a NFL mock draft video for week 2, and today we're going to be making a reaction to the NCAA coaches poll and compared that to the AP poll. So for those who don't know, the AP poll is the official rankings, and the coaches poll is basically like them just polling the coaches and saying, hey, who do you think is better? And give us your top 25. So we're going to start off with the coaches poll. And honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards I think the coaches poll has it right versus the AP poll. So I don't see any changes with the top 3 with Georgia, Michigan, and Florida State being 1, 2, and 3, right? I think each one has been pretty dominant. And yeah, I have no problem with that. However, my big stink is right here with Ohio State at number 4. So in the AP poll, there's 6, and we have Texas and USC ahead of them in the AP poll. I would fully agree with that, right? I think that you can pick the order of USC and Texas and place them ahead of Ohio State. To me, it's indifferent between 4 and 5 and 5 and 4 for USC and Texas, but in no universe is Ohio State ranked ahead of both of them. Ohio State has not looked dominant against their inferior competition. UT already beat Bama, and USC has at least looked dominant against inferior competition, right? So, in my opinion, Ohio State needs to be 6. Call me an Ohio State hater, whatever, but I think it's a direct result of them not having their guy at quarterback. No Justin Fields, no CJ Stroud. You got Kyle McCord. So, we'll roll with it. Penn State, Washington, Tennessee. There's a lot of Pac-12 bias in this, I will say that. I say Pac-12 bias. Pac-12 is pretty decent this year, but they really haven't played each other yet, so I think the rankings will shake out once they start playing each other. But I really don't have a problem right here. I think Tennessee is ranked a bit high, though. Tennessee hasn't really played anybody yet, and I think they are. I don't know if I'd put them ahead of Bama, is my point. And so I think in the AP poll, Tennessee and Bama. This is a live reaction, by the way. I haven't looked at it beforehand. So I would agree with the people in the sense that Bama should be ahead of Tennessee. I know Bama lost to Texas at home by 10 points. I get it. But if they're going head-to-head, Bama's winning that game, right? Even if it's at Tennessee. And I think we'll see that later this year. I think the game is... No, I think the Tennessee-Bama game is at Bama this year. Yeah. So, anyway. Regardless, A&M gets Tennessee at Tennessee. Shout out. We'll see how that goes. And then moving into the next group right here, Notre Dame, Utah, Oregon. I don't have a problem with this. I think Notre Dame, the key game will be Notre Dame versus Ohio State. If Notre Dame can beat Ohio State, I think it justifies every ranking where we have Ohio State lower than Notre Dame, and then Notre Dame jumping up and proving that they are a good team. To me, Utah's a stud team. They just haven't played anybody yet. Same with kind of Oregon, so I don't have a problem with that. Where they have them in the AP poll, Notre Dame 9 ahead of Bama, and then Utah, Oregon. Okay, I mean sure, I wouldn't have them ahead of Bama, but after they play Ohio State, if they win, they will be. LSU at 14. Yeah, I mean LSU got blown out by Florida State, right? If it was a close game, you could argue LSU being in that kind of 12 to 9 range, but they got blown out, so they're not going there. Kansas State has the benefit of the doubt about being a Big 12 champion from last year, so they're going to be ranked ahead of Oklahoma until they each face solid competition compared to each other. Kansas, so they have Kansas State and they have Oklahoma. Where's Oklahoma on the AP poll? Am I tripping? Are they not ranked? Huh. Oh, no, they're 19. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that, actually. I think North Carolina should be ahead of Oklahoma. They have North Carolina at 20. I think North Carolina is a much better team than Oklahoma, just in my opinion. I know their loss to App State was close, but App State's a spooky team. Like, they'll play most games close, and that's coming from an A&M fan who knows from experience. And I don't know if I'd have Oregon State ahead of North Carolina. I'd probably have it... personally, I'd have it North Carolina, Oklahoma, Oregon State. That's how I would probably have that, and they have it Oregon State, Oklahoma, North Carolina. So, yeah, again, that's kind of my thing with the Pac-12 bias in the AP poll. Ole Miss, I mean, sure, they've been good this year. I think Ole Miss is not going to be a top 20 team by the end of the season. I think they'll be in that 21 to 25 range. I'd have Duke honestly ahead of Ole Miss. I think Duke has the better win, and Duke has looked more dominant. Um, God, that's a discrepancy right there. Duke 21, Ole Miss 17. And like in my opinion, I said this a while back, Duke should have been a top 25 team to begin with. They should have been like 24, 25, right? There's no reason they should not have been. And yeah, so I think this ranking is a little low for them. Colorado at 21 and then Colorado at 18 in the AP poll. I think the coaches have this one right. So look, TCU should not have been ranked to begin with. I shouldn't say that. If they hadn't made the national championship, they would not have been ranked to begin with. TCU got the benefit of the doubt, and that's why they were 17, but they lost like 30 plus starters. So, look, in my opinion, they beat a team that should not have been ranked to begin with, and because of that, I don't believe that they're a top 20 team like they are in the AP poll. I think the test for Colorado will be playing Oregon and USC back-to-back weeks. I'm not expecting them to win either game, and I don't think anybody will be. However, it's about how close are they going to play them, right? Are they going to play them really close, or are they going to get blown out? And I think that's going to determine how I feel about Colorado. Clemson at 22, yeah, I get it. Is Clemson even ranked in the AP? They are not. It's a little bold. Yeah, no, they should be ranked. Wow, I didn't know they weren't ranked. I mean, don't get me wrong, they haven't looked great, but like they should be ranked in the 20s. I think coaches have that one right. Man, ranking Miami. Again, I'm an A&M fan. That loss hurt. Look, does Miami deserve to be ranked? Maybe. Do I think, like, here's my thing. A&M blew out New Mexico State, and we didn't move up in the rankings. So clearly they didn't think too highly of our team to begin with. Miami, however, beats us by, I think it was 10 at home, and they move up to 23rd. Like, they move up 9 spots in the coaches poll. Then they move up to 22 in the AP. Like, to me, that's a high jump, right? I don't think they should have been ranked. I don't think Miami should be ranked. I don't think Miami should be ranked because we were ranked 23 to begin with when they beat us. But anyway, Iowa and UCLA rounding it out. Iowa, UCLA, they have them flipped. Iowa's always going to be a good defensive team that has offensive limitations, and UCLA I don't think should be ranked. UCLA is a little overrated, and I think by the end of the year they will be exposed for their lack of defense or offense, both, honestly. What game did I watch when they played earlier in the year? I watched one of their games in the opener, and I wasn't super impressed. But yeah, other than that, I guess Washington State's the main one that AP has ranked, but the coaches don't. I mean, Washington State's always a pretty good defensive team. They have Cam Ward on offense, so schools that dropped out: Wisconsin, Tulane, A&M. I mean, look, do I think Washington State should be ranked? Maybe, but I don't have a problem with Washington State not being ranked here. Because I think when you get into the 20 to 25, it's kind of a crapshoot. I'd probably have Clemson over Washington State, or I would. I think Clemson should be ranked. So that's probably the only change I'd have for the AP in terms of like the other like rankings that I kind of just said. But anyway, that's our reaction to week 2 of the AP versus college football poll, AP versus coaches poll. Those are just my thoughts. And let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think I got it right? I got it wrong? Do you think the coaches got it right? You think the AP poll got it right? Regardless, we'll be back in week 3 for another mock draft, as well as some more reactions to the polls. And until next time, peace.